The cup trembled in my hand. Not from age, from timing. My daughter-in-law stood across the desk, smiling the way people do when they believe the ending is already written. Her fingers rested lightly on the porcelain as if the cup itself were an offering. A signature waited beneath my pen, ink poised, years of work distilled into one page. Then the maid brushed past me. An accident, to anyone watching. A soft bump, a whisper that never touched the air. Don't drink. Just trust me. She didn't stop walking. The room kept breathing like nothing had happened. My son was pacing near the window, rehearsing patience. The lawyer cleared his throat. My daughter-in-law tilted her head, still smiling, still watching the cup. I lowered my eyes to the coffee. Dark, still. I thought of all the deals I'd signed, all the men who smiled while planning my burial. This felt familiar, too familiar. I didn't react. I didn't flinch. I thanked her. 5 minutes later, while everyone argued over clause language, I switched the cups. No one noticed. They never do when they think you're already finished. I'd built the company with a spine made of sleepless nights. Every brick, every ledger, every scar. It all carried my name. My son had grown up inside those walls, learned to walk between boardrooms and betrayal. I thought I'd taught him better, but he wasn't the architect here. She was. I'd seen the shift months ago. The way she spoke for him. The way decisions started arriving already packaged. The way my son stopped meeting my eyes when money came up. Subtle, polished, strategic. This morning was meant to be ceremonial. A passing of the torch. Cameras, contracts, applause. Instead, it felt like a wake. The maid had been with us for years. Quiet. Observant. The kind of person people forget exists. I trusted her instincts more than most men I'd shaken hands with. I watched my daughter-in-law carefully now. The way her gaze kept drifting to the cup. The way she asked, casually, if I felt tired. If the stress was too much. If maybe we should postpone. Concern. Dressed like silk. Inside me, something cold clicked into place. I didn't accuse. I didn't question. I smiled back. I joked about old men and caffeine. I lifted the cup I'd swapped and pretended to sip, just enough to sell the illusion. Her shoulders loosened. That's when I knew. Suspicion isn't loud. It's meticulous. I didn't sleep that night. I reviewed everything. Transfers, emails, phone records. My son didn't know, still copied to my server. Patterns emerged the way they always do. Slowly. Then, all at once. She had been positioning assets, creating urgency, isolating me from advisors who asked questions, whispering doubts into my son's ear about my decline. And the maid. I called her in the morning. No accusations, just tea. I asked why she'd warned me. She didn't hesitate. She said she'd seen my daughter-in-law pour something into the cup while no one was looking. Said she'd smelled it before, years ago, when her own father had been made sick over an inheritance dispute. She said she couldn't prove it. She didn't need to. I had the cup tested. Quietly. Privately. No names. No alarms. The results came back clinical and indifferent. Not lethal. Just enough to make a man confused. Weak. Suggestible. Just enough to make him sign anything put in front of him. I thought about my son. About the boy who once asked me if people could turn into monsters slowly. Without noticing, I wondered when he stopped watching. The truth doesn't explode. It settles. I invited them both back under the pretense of a revised agreement. Same room, same table, same cups. I watched her carefully as I placed them down. Hers now where mine had been before. She hesitated. Barely. I slid a folder across the table instead. Test results. Financial trails. Messages she'd deleted but never truly erased. She opened it. The smile died first. My son looked between us, confused, then pale. He didn't speak. He didn't have to. I asked her one question. Quiet? Controlled? How long were you planning to let me live? She laughed once. Sharp. Then she cried. Then she reached for my son like he was a shield. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't stand. I told her the company was never being signed over, that her access was revoked, that the police would be informed, but not about the cup. No, about the fraud, about the manipulation, about everything she thought she'd hidden. Revenge doesn't need volume. It needs precision. I let her drink the coffee. I watched her realize, too late, what I'd done. Nothing dramatic happened. Just panic, just fear, just the understanding that control had slipped permanently from her hands. She didn't get sick. I wouldn't give her that excuse. I walked away while she begged my son to stop me. He didn't. He couldn't. I left the building alone, the way I'd built it. The company stayed mine. My son stayed behind, with the wreckage of his choices. I felt no triumph, only relief. Now, when I think about that morning, I don't remember the threat. I remember the silence. The moment I realized trust is a currency more dangerous than money. And once it's spent by the wrong person, you don't try to earn it back. You close the account. I still drink coffee, just never when someone else pours it for me.